What's up, Serge?
What's up, Ronnie?
You know, just getting ready for Halloween.
Yeah, what's up with your costume?
What do you mean?
Your costume? No?
I'm Eddie Brock from Venom, dude.
Oh.
See, I have things on my wrist, and I am all sweaty.
Okay.
And I have, like, nice hair, but kind of disheveled hair.
No.
Oh. And, you know, I just go, oh, that was a bad idea. Whoa. So, welcome to our show, guys. We're just, jazzed for Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yep. Just off the bat, we're covering A Star is Born and Bad Times at the El Royale, and there is no post-credit scenes for those particular movies. A lot of people are complaining on our videos that we're not talking about the post-credit scenes, and our show's called The Post-Credit Show. So off the top, we'll try to say whether or not there's a scene at the end.
So people are complaining on our comments?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we have more complaints than positive things.
This is a post-credit show discussion.
Yeah. People don't read the whole thing. Like, I think it gets cut off in most people's searches, so they see Halloween 2008 post-credits, and they're like, what is this? Oh, these guys are really entertaining, but they didn't tell me what I wanted.
Oh. Wow.
Except with a lot more curses.
Oh, no.
But yep, if you join us in the live chat, make sure to leave us a comment. We're still talking about your favorite scary movies and spooky scenes.
Yep, it's still October.
Yep, 3 days away from Halloween. And it's kind of weird this year that there's not an actual spooky movie before Halloween. You know?
What about Halloween?
Well, it was 2 weeks before, and we covered it last week, when people should have seen it.
Oh. I think it's still lingering.
Right, yeah. I'm sure it's going to do well at the box office. Hunter Killer. I think it's good counter-programming for people who aren't big on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Halloween's still going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah. So what's with our movie this week, Ronnie?
So we got A Star is Born. And basically people are raving about the acting. Like, they're already saying Oscar buzz. Oh, maybe we should do the ratings real quick for all the movies.
Okay.
So, A Star is Born, I would say see it this week. But considering it's getting so much Oscar buzz, I might say see it before the end of the year. Or see it this year. Because I guarantee it'll get thrown back in theaters. So, like, you should see it now if you can, but it might, if you live in a bigger city that shows Oscar movies, maybe you can wait until it's thrown back in theaters again.
Okay.
What do you say?
You said by the end of the year? Okay, I'll watch it by the end of the year.
Good call, Serge.
Yep.
Bad Times at the El Royale, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I say see it this week. And probably you should see it this week because it probably will leave theaters here soon.
Yeah. It's on its third week, is it?
It came out the same time as First Man. So yeah, third week.
Okay.
What would you say? How soon people should see it?
I say see it by the end of the year too.
Okay, solid.
It's reasonable.
We'll probably get into more details. And we saw mid-90s. Like, Serge is like, I'm watching this movie. I'm, bucking your schedule, Ronnie. And I of course, saw it too because I see everything when it comes out. But mid-90s was great. I say see it today.
Yes, see it tonight.
Yeah, see it this hour. Stick around for the show. Next hour, go watch mid-90s. But, like I might pull it back a little bit because, like, there is something jarring about the movie. We'll discuss it next week. So I might have pulled it back to see it this week instead of see it today. But I bumped it back up to see it today because the more people see it, the more widespread it'll get. Because this movie needs help. Like, it's an indie film, and I don't think it's in terribly wide release right now. And I think it's going to get buried under Thanksgiving releases as well.
Yeah.
Like, it might get slow buzz for Oscar time, but we'll discuss it more next week, but I love the film. Like, just the feeling. Like, they capture the feeling of being young in the 90s.
Yes. And it's like, it felt almost like I think it's a timeless film. Like,
Yeah.
it just, either you relate or you don't relate. Most people, I think, are going to relate, though.
Yeah. And I would say for Hunter Killer, see it eventually. Like, it's a fun action film. But yeah, not something you could need to rush out to theaters for, I would say.
Okay.
But still see it eventually.
All right.
So yeah, let's get into the comments for Stars Born this week.
What are they saying, Rodney?
I actually wanted the film to focus more on the Scott Brolin-like character managing Allie's career and pitfalls of fame. Could have done without the marriage sequence and even the "you're ugly" tub scene.
Okay.
So that's a lot to unpack. I wish the agent did get some comeuppance. Like, it seemed like he was gonna just like hang around Allie, like he dealt like a bad blow to Bradley Cooper, and that kind of pushed him over the edge. Major spoilers if you haven't seen it, to commit suicide. Like, he's the one saying, "You're the one holding Allie back," and Bradley Cooper, is like, "Well, if I commit suicide, she'll go on and keep rising, because I won't hold her back." Without the marriage sequence, I say, yeah, the movie's little long for my taste. Like, everybody's acting their heinies off, but it's still a little long. And I never bought into the Lady Gaga's too ugly to sing thing. What do you think? Is Lady Gaga
too ugly to sing?
Yeah. Apparently that's like borrowed from Lady Gaga's real life. Like, everybody said she's too ugly to act. Like, apparently she's wanted to act forever. Mm-hmm. But see, I could see that, but I think beauty and the concept of beauty's kind of changed, Like, people are more accepting. Like, the threshold for good looking is much bigger now. And I think Lady Gaga's definitely in the good looking category, especially in this film. Like, you didn't even recognize her.
I didn't recognize her with all her like gimmicks and
the spikes,
the wigs, and like the color. And
yeah. It's funny. Like, as the movie goes on, like, she slowly adopts more of like her Lady Gaga persona. Like, she dyes her hair like purple and gets backup dancers and does like dancey music for her pop phase.
Hey.
Any other comments?
Well, I don't think Lady Gaga is incredibly pretty.
Oh, okay.
But she's above
hot take.
A little above average.
I don't know. Like, see, I'm a little, like, I'm a huge Pink fan.
Okay.
And I don't know if Pink can act at all. Like, Lady Gaga is a solid actor in this film, or actress, but like, I would much rather have seen like a Pink get in there, because Pink is definitely not a classic beauty,
Yeah.
Like, Lady Gaga can wear her hair long and a little bit of makeup, she looks pretty good. Pink, she always has that like punk, look. So I would have bought it more for Pink. And Pink never gets her due. Like, she's like one of my favorite female vocalists, and she just never gets her due. Mm. Like, I was hoping last Oscars a Rewrite the Stars would have gotten nominated, so Pink could have sung it flying around a Dolby Theater. Because that's what she does in concerts. She like flies around in wires.
Damn. All right, so Chrissy Spa Girl, I think that your ugly scene was incredibly important. I am a recovering alcoholic and have said some extremely hurtful and over-the-top things that I'd never say, much less think when I'm sober.
Yeah, okay, so like, yeah, that was like the all is lost moment. Like, as we've been discussing, Lady Gaga is very conscious about her looks, and when Bradley Cooper's character finally they're fighting, says "you're ugly" to her face, and like they have a big fight, like that was like a big moment, because this whole movie is just their character interaction, like how one's rising and one's falling, and how they're just like grinding like tectonic plates, and the whole thing's like an earthquake.
Hey. Big drama.
Yeah, this is a drama with a capital.
Capital D?
Cut that out, Jimmy.
Okay.
We don't have it, Jimmy. We need it, Jimmy. Any other comments that jumped out to you this week?
I honestly had no idea what the movie was about, and I just went to go see it because I heard it was good things. Oh, this was from Running Hill.
Running Hill, good guy.
Yeah, easily the best movie I've seen this year. Cooper and Gaga were just so good together. And I'm not a fan of her music.
I love Lady Gaga, so this guy, down vote him. No, I'm kidding. He's a good guy.
Okay.
But, yeah, I had some problems with the story. Like, yeah, it is a remake, 4 times over, so the story isn't terribly original. But, yeah, the acting between the two actors, just phenomenal. That's what all the buzz is, right?
The acting.
Yeah. Yeah, even Mr. Clipboard 1 says, brilliant acting, solid direction, and decent story. All too predictable. Nothing felt earned, such as marriage, where it felt like she didn't want to commit to an alcoholic, yet marries him anyway. Very much agree with you there. And Brett Waldo 1 says, brilliance of this film and Cooper's directions, it came to care so much about the characters, which is why the last 20 minutes feel like a punch in the solar plexus.
Wow.
Infinity War did this, but has had many years to develop the characters in the universe. For Cooper to do this in 2 hours is extraordinary. I'd say, yeah. It's hard to compare Infinity War to...
Star is Born?
Yeah. And was it only 2 hours? I thought it was like... I think it's a little longer than that. But yeah. Can't think. Want to jump to Bad Times?
I don't know.
Well, and if anybody joins us in the comments, feel free to leave us a comment on any of the movies, and we're here for you guys.
A Star is Born.
Oh, and maybe we should mention our background's kind of a riddle. Whoever figures it out first will get a free Venom the movie promotional comic.
A collectible.
Yeah. So whoever comments first with the right answer about what is in the background will win. And maybe they'll do it on accident, giving what the answer is.
Aye. Okay. What other comments we got?
Stars Born. My Evan Goldberg said, my girlfriend made me see this movie with her. Does Bradley Cooper like the Beastly Boys? 2 different songs played in different scenes. Yeah, they reused quite a few songs. Shallows, they do at least twice. Bradley Cooper sings one song that's a little repetitive twice. Something about living among the dead, I think. And yeah, I don't know. Like, other than the one song that gave you all the chills, Shallows, I think the music was a little lacking. Like, one song is purposely bad, like it's about why you look so hot in them jeans. Because it's kind of showing how shallow Allie's pop career is going to be because of her corrupting agent.
Yeah. How you look in them jeans, Ronnie?
How you look in them jeans?
Okay. Do we jump to the Royale?
Yeah, let's hop to Royale because I feel like we have more to talk about. I've been chomping at the bit, wanting to talk about Bad Times at the El Royale. So I say see it this week because I think it's a better version of Hateful Eight.
Okay.
That's because it felt like a Tarantino film. It's chopped up into different sequences with the different hotel guests. Each one is a much more fascinating character than in, I feel, the Hateful Eight. Like the Hateful Eight had maybe 4 characters that really stood out, and the rest were like window dressing. In Bad Times at the Royale, I think every single character was pretty nifty.
Yeah, it was very significant.
Yes, it will be significant.
Yes.
Remind me sometime we got to do Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Add that to the movie list, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you.
Bad Times.
So I didn't really know what the movie was about when I went to see it.
Oh yeah.
So it's a hotel.
Right.
And it's right on the border of California and Nevada.
Right.
Right. So this is a genius idea. I didn't think of anything. But on one side, it's like gambling is legal.
Right.
And the other side is just more expensive. So.
Right. Yeah. Because California is $1 more expensive. That's a good throwaway joke.
Yeah.
But like, what's funny is they lost their casino license, so now no one goes to the hotel anymore. And so, like, it's, like, completely empty. And, like, when the 3 main guests, I guess there's 4 main guests, show up, the bellhop isn't even at the front. Like, he's in the back doing his own thing.
Doing heroin?
Yes, he is shooting up.
The guy, he came first. I'm like, I didn't know he was a cop.
Yeah, John Hamm, he poses as, a vacuum salesman?
A vacuum salesman.
Yeah, selling them Dysons. But yeah, he's like a G-man. I read him as like a G-man, but everybody interprets that as just a cop. Which for movie purposes, that's about the same.
A G-man.
Yeah. But it's really neat when he's like poking around his motel room looking for his wiretaps, and then he's finding a second pair of wiretaps, and it's way more wired with the secondary one.
Yeah, like you could tell his detective skills are like on point. Like
yeah,
but I thought they were cameras, but then they're only sound, right?
I believe they were sound.
Yeah, because later on you find out the glass and everything, but
right, because. Back in the time setting, I think they only had film cameras.
Okay. Who was the other character? The priest.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges' character, Daniel Flynn.
Huh.
Really fun. I love Jeff Bridges almost as much as I do John Hamm. Like, both of them. Like, once I saw that they were in the movie, I'm like, I gotta see this movie. But yeah, Jeff Bridges, like, you think, like, from the previews, it gives away that, he's not a priest. Which I wish they could have held back for the previews, but I don't think anybody would have saw this film if they held back that. But it would have been nice. Yeah, I enjoyed his character, and I like that, like, he was in direct conflict with Darlene Sweet, the singer. Played by Cynthia Erivo, who apparently is going to play Harriet Tubman in the near future.
Okay.
Do you think she's going to get an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting? Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia?
Singing while emoting. It seems like surefire Oscar nomination, if not winner. Because you got what's her face from Les Miserables, Anne Hathaway.
Okay.
Henson. Dreamgirls. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Tell us in the comments.
Well, that scene where the detective goes to the back.
Yeah.
And he turns on the machine and she's like singing, but she doesn't know she's being watched.
Yeah.
It is such a powerful scene. Like she's like letting it all out, you know?
Right.
And I think that one was like the peak of the movie, like where I felt like, you know, you could really capture her character.
Right. Like even in her practicing, she's singing for the back row. You know, she wants to be big. And like I loved it in her flashback, like it was cool. It was just following around this recording studio, and you know, and then she, you know, wants to take off, and when she does, it ruins the recording. And the agent guy's like, hey, you know your place. You're just a backup singer, and you're gonna end. Well, it's not Vegas.
It's not Vegas.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Like, people don't go to Reno for the big acts, you know.
Yeah, that was this movie had a lot of it felt like Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, it was very Tarantino-esque.
Yeah, like the way it says room 1, room 2,
Mm-hmm.
or room 4 or 5. What did you think? What about the twin, the older sister and the younger sister?
That was interesting. Like it seemed like just a straightforward kidnapping, you know, and that triggered the G-Man. Like he has to act because he's like right and wrong, you know. But really, she kidnapped her to like deprogram her.
Yeah.
Like at first, she's like, "I'm gonna get you clear," and I'm like,
"Cleared of what?"
Yeah, like I thought that was like some sort of, but no, she was trying to deprogram her from the cult.
Yeah.
And when you see what the cult leader does, he is very charismatic. Chris Hemsworth as the cult leader. But yeah, I enjoyed that, and like she was like armed to the teeth, you know. But she totally thought that she might be followed or what have you. That's why she was armed to the teeth. And that's why she was so trigger happy.
Oh. So the guy who's the Australian guy?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah, I didn't understand at first. Like I thought it was like more of a, I don't know what, some kind of. It did feel like a cult. It was a cult.
Right.
It definitely was a cult. But at first, he's more like doing something right, you know. But then you just find out he's like more of a. He's just brainwashing people.
Right, brainwashing, and like it's typical cult stuff, like sleeping with all the female, you know, subjects, and you know, just completely exploiting them, you know, having them fight for his own entertainment.
Yeah.
Even, you know, making grandiose points and
crazy guy.
Yeah.
I didn't think the detective was gonna die.
Yeah, the first death was really interesting, you know.
It caught me by surprise. I was like, "Oh, this is the main character."
Right.
No.
Yeah, it was hard to peg down. Who would you say is the main character? It's hard with these ensemble films.
Probably the priest.
I would argue the singer.
And at the same time, I would say it could have even been Mills. Like
Miles?
Oh, Miles, sorry.
Is it Miles?
Mills or Miles? One of those.
I'll look it.
But because the whole movie, he's like this little shaky dweeb.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he just pops out the gun. Like,
yeah, like when it was all like twists. Like he said he's killed tons of people, and you think, oh, that's shady motel stuff, you know, like snuff films. But no, it's because he went to war.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like shell shock.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they called PTSD back in the day, is just shell shock.
Shell shock.
Or war fatigue.
Isn't that a Ninja Turtle character?
It probably. Oh, shell shock. I remember that in the video games.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miles, and I'm pretty sure it's Bill Pullman's son, because his name is Louis Pullman. And he knocks it out of the park. Like, I thought he did a really good job. I could see him having good competition with the new Spider-Man.
Very good.
Like, I thought it was the new Spider-Man for a long time.
Oh no.
But no, and the posters and previews, not the. I knew before going into the film. Oh, that's not Spider-Man. Tom Holland, thank you.
Yeah. Who was in the film though? That was my question. It felt like a president.
Oh,
They never say. They leave it up to the viewer, obviously.
Right, they leave it up to the viewer, and like I think that's kind of comment on like our times too. But see, I thought it was MLK, Martin Luther King.
I thought it was JFK.
Anybody around that time, like anybody who, you know, it could be Malcolm X. It really could be anybody. It could have been Elvis. It could have been James Dean. And the lady, like the singer, she has a great comeback for it. You want to know what it is? And she's like, just someone with a big mouth, and she's just describing Chris Hemsworth. You know.
Yeah. It's kind of like that scene. See, that's the Quentin Tarantino thing again, where it leaves it up to the audience. Like, what was in the briefcase?
Yeah, what is in the brief? Yeah, that's another, Tarantino poll.
See? But I really wish they would have told me.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
But in the end, it doesn't matter because they got rid of it, you know? Like, they don't, how much money does anybody really need, you know? They had their score, that's enough, you know?
The armored truck.
Yeah, you don't need to bring someone else down, you know? So, pulling comments, just got bat free from seeing it. It was great. Jeff Bridges was fantastic. And that was when the things collide. Jeff Bridges' breathing sounds like a monologue. He was great.
And Bridges.
Yeah, that Jeff Bridges. See what else people said. I'm the only one thinks this was a cheap imitation of Hateful Eight. I really didn't like it at all. Questions left unanswered. Everything had a very little context. Was expecting them to be connected to each other somehow, but no. I didn't want to make it. I don't want to seem superior or anything like that. I'm just really surprised all the great reviews this movie's getting. I think Bears Beats is too hung up on Hateful Eight. Like, to me, like, it's better if they're more strangers. Like, the Hateful Eight is like, oh, shoot, these are all bad guys. Oh, these are all good guys. These are all hapless good guys that don't know.
Uh-huh.
You know? But that's the card that Tarantino has been playing forever. Like, you know, Inglourious Bastards, every single scene was, oh, bad Nazis, secret good guys. You know?
Yeah.
Every single scene.
Yeah.
And this one, I think it's just, you know, wrong place, wrong time for like a bunch of different people, you know?
Yeah, because initially when the movie started, I thought all of them were trying to get the briefcase under the floor. So I was like, oh, everybody's gonna be killing each other off to try to get the money or whatever was in the luggage or briefcase. But no, everybody's doing their own thing. It just happened that everybody landed there at the same time.
And that's more in theme with Motel. Like, there's a ton of different like motel movie TV shows out right now. And like it's like each character brings their own thing. Like there's one that's just like room number or whatever, and like each person has its own story. Like there's just a ton of them out there right now. So that's just in theme with what a motel movie should be.
The Motel 8. Oh no, the Hateful Eight, sorry.
The Motel Hateful Eight. That's pretty good.
Motel Hateful Eight.
Good wordplay, my friend. What'd someone reply to that? I think it was almost if Tarantino made a noir. I don't think imitation, but instead stylistically similar. Godard appears to be a bit of a counter norm filmmaker. I'm really interested in his next outing following this, and that was An Abject Age.
So see, I think most of us saw it. You know,
Right.
it definitely does have the feel of a Tarantino movie.
And a definite description. Which questions were left unanswered? And
The tape.
yeah, that's the big one. And too late for the party put who was on the tape, who shot Nick Offerman. I assume that was. Oh, you didn't know Nick Offerman was in the movie?
Where?
He was the brother of the priest. He was the guy who buried the money at the beginning of the film.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Right, but you never see a close up on his face, and when you do, he's wearing the mask the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's totally Nick Offerman.
Okay.
I assumed it was the bad partner they didn't trust.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a safe assumption. But I mean, why didn't he take the money? He didn't know where it was.
Right.
Okay.
And then who owned the hotel? That is a big one, but in the end, I don't think it matters.
It's just some corrupt people.
Right, like, yeah, it's just people trying to get dirt on other people. I think it directly relates to the tape, you know, the thing that he held back, you know. I say it doesn't really matter who was watching, you know. Maybe it's the deep state or I'm not quite sure what that is.
The
Please
Illuminati.
don't. Yeah, the Illuminati.
Yeah,
There
there
we
you
go.
go.
Yeah, I don't think there was a deep state in the 80s.
I answered your
60s.
question. Okay.
You pick one.
It says, it reminded me a lot of the Hateful Eight. Oh my God, everybody's saying the same thing.
Yeah, I guess my thoughts are not original.
Okay. The sound design was probably best if I seen outside of the film, almost focused on the aspect. Things like, what? What is he saying?
I don't know, man. You're on your own.
By the time I remember, it will be on DVD. What is this? Things of Dunkirk.
Things like Dunkirk. So, Dunkirk was all chopped up. It was about the Britons' escape from Dunkirk. Like, they were pinned in, and, like, the British Army was going to get wiped out in World War II. Luckily, they were saved. Dunkirk's a great movie. Everybody should have seen it in theaters. Like, if they have a throwback in theaters, see it in theaters. But yeah, I could totally see. Yeah, it's like Dunkirk because it's all chopped up and from, you know, different angles, you know.
Okay, and somebody on Fail OL says, why is her clapping rhythm so goddamn weird?
Language.
Yes, language. Are you supposed to clap with the...
Like someone else said, like it's on the fifth beat, which is odd because most music is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead, apparently, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that was a 5-count song she was singing. I don't know. In the moment, I didn't feel it was off. Did you?
No.
Maybe we're not music people,
No,
but maybe for someone who is a music person, it really triggers them. Like,
Why? Wi-Fi?
She has a metronome. She's not using it. Oh boy.
Anything else you want to add, Ronnie?
Remind me of Quentin Tarantino.
Isaac Brothers.
Ooh. Okay, you go first.
Well, just the Isaac Brothers. They just keep referring to it. I was gonna ask you about it.
Who's the Isaac Brothers?
Well, kind of like I kind of knew some of the songs on the movie.
Yeah, it was nice that they just didn't give you the hits. You know, like these are songs I was unfamiliar. Our mutual friend Brandon, he went out and looked up the song that they were doing at the recording studio because he's like, I never saw that before, and it's great. You know, like he went on a quest. And we got a viewer now. Gwen Williams is saying hi. We're talking a couple movies, but if you still have some scary suggestions, we're totally open to it. Or if you want to comment on Hateful Eight, Bad Times at the El Royale, or you want to guess what the heck this means in our background.
What were we going to say before I interrupted you? You blanked out.
Was I talking?
No. Was
I I don't know. Don't mix Jolly Ranchers with burritos. I don't know.
Okay.
I also saw a comment. What about that Chris Hemsworth performance? Like just shirtless, barefoot guy. Just that dance.
I mean, how far was he? Where was the cult at? And then he shows up all of a sudden.
Right. Like it's definitely a California cult, because they're out doing murders. Like they're trying to play off the Manson family murders.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they're riffing off that. Yeah, so that it was somewhere in California,
Okay.
I'll say the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
Just like how the hotel is in the middle.
Okay. And okay, I think we covered most of the movie.
Yeah. So you want to jump over to some Halloween, movie suggestions? I saw that AMC's doing Hocus Pocus up until Halloween.
Hocus Pocus is an original movie. Very original.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like a subject like witchcraft, Disney was able to make it PG. Although like the like mummy zombie guy always creeped me out as a kid. Like especially the part where he's like trying to get out of the sewer lid and then his fingers get cut off by the car running over it. That always irked me.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch indeed.
Halloween movie.
Yeah, what's some of your? I don't know if we covered any of your big scary movies.
No, we're stuck on Paranormal Activity.
Oh yeah, you talked about why? Did you go into Unfriended? I think you dodged that question last time.
Did I go into Unfriended?
Yeah, because I still am perplexed as to why you like it so much.
I like it because it's a computer screen view. I like the film, not so much that I don't think it's a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it's a different view, just like Cloverfield.
Yeah, and looks like that's it's getting more popular now. The just one monitor view,
or something different,
Yeah.
I mean? Like the third person or like first person, actually,
Oh, Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore Henry, yeah.
Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, it's fun. I loved it.
See, different kind of views.
Yeah. I don't know. I could rant about my favorite movie, Shaun of the Dead.
Again, Ronnie.
Again. Oh, we forgot to mention, we have the severed hand with the microphone because we're holding open auditions for hosts on the show. Because hopefully as the show gets bigger, we're going to need more people to field comments. And also the goal of the show is to get hosts that actually like the genres of the movies they're seeing, Because I think that's a problem with modern movie criticism,
We need specialists.
Right, like a horror person, like someone who's seen Annabelle Creation, and all the Conjuring universe and knows how they're connected, you know?
And all the comics related to it. And
the comic books, no. I mentioned this the other day. Do you know why the Conjuring universe always says based on true events?
Why? Why does?
Because they're trying to get around paying the people who wrote the book.
Oh.
Like the two Conjuring people, they were real paranormal investigators, but they don't want to pay them for their book rights, even though it's pretty obvious they probably read the book.
Uh-huh.
But since they're basing on real events, like real things that happened, they don't have to pay them for it.
Oh.
Whereas First Man, that is based off Neil Armstrong's book, so that's why they called it First Man, and didn't say based on real events.
That's kind of sneaky getting away.
Yeah, it's a little sneaky. You sneaky sneaks.
I think we about covered everything.
So looks like I'm just gonna call it this. Do you know what this means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
It's two balloons.
Dang it! Just sound it out. What the first one?
Red balloon.
Yep. Yep. It's Goo Goo Dolls.
It's a red star.
It's a star.
It's a star. And this one is if you're having a baby or if you're being born.
There we go. Star is born.
Yeah. That's our prop.
Yeah, until we get an official green screen, I'm gonna try to keep doing better and better props in the background.
Okay. I really caught the lobster though.
Yeah. Dude, I had to go to my neighbor's because Amazon just threw it on any porch apparently. And luckily they took a photo of it, and I was able to find which doormat it was and to get it. But look how realistic this is.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Do you think anybody will get my costume?
Maybe one person.
Better than last year.
Nobody got it?
Yeah, you were there. I think literally one person got it. I got a really dopey, bull-looking haircut. I was Chris Farley's Beverly Hills Ninja, and I was just wearing a black ninja costume, and, I got the build for it.
Okay.
Hey, I was looking good. Oh, Gwen Williams, she did get the... Okay, so you get the free comic book.
Okay.
And if you have any, suggestions before we wrap up the show, get them in quick, because we're running on fumes. How many zombie movies have you seen?
My favorite one's the one where Rihanna and Scott Pilgrim. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Are you talking about
where he goes
the
down?
world ends?
Yeah, he goes on the light poles and he goes on.
That wasn't a zombie movie.
It's not a movie.
It's not a zombie movie. It's an end of the world Armageddon movie. But that's a good movie.
I thought it was a comedy.
It's a comedy, yeah. I think it's called This Is the End.
Something.
Starring Seth Rogen, Darashal, New Goblin.
New Goblin.
Oh, Gwen is excited to get her comic book.
Okay, very good.
Send us a private message and we'll send it out to you.
Cool. Anything else?
Brain work, please. I think we said a lot of ums and likes and rights. I wasn't paying attention, but I think we did better.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen any zombie movies, I take it?
I'm sure I have.
Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Land of the
Dust
Dead.
to Dawn?
That's vampires.
Is it? Oh my God.
See, we need a horror person. You're getting replaced by a horror person.
Okay.
Come each Halloween. Or we could have a third. I want a 3-person panel. 3-person panel plus Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the goal, to get Hugh Jackman on the show. He's more than just the claws guy. Name one other movie starring Hugh Jackman.
Wolverine.
Other than his Wolverine roles.
Let me Google that.
Damn it! Are you serious?
I thought he was just Wolverine.
No. Greatest Showman, Kate and Leopold, Australia. The Prestige. Les Mis, like he's a song and dance man sometimes. Like he cut his teeth on the treading the boards.
Really?
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman. Oh, Gwen's mad.
Yes, on Hugh Jackman. Yep, Gwen agrees.
Okay.
Well, I think we've pretty much covered what we want to cover. We're definitely doing mid-90s. We're going to do a huge mid-90s push for next week. I suggest everybody go see it because it totally captures that 90 feeling. I would be curious what millennials think, like, that might have missed the mid-90s.
I think it related more to me. Like, I was born in the 80s. I'm 85.
Right.
So a lot of the feeling I can relate. But you're right, millennials, how do they feel about that?
Right. Like, I'd be very curious. We'll do some research, find all the comments, get it together, and we'll give it to you guys. And also, November 2nd, Bohemian Rhapsody comes out. So I think that'd be a pretty good pairing. So Bohemian Rhapsody, we'll also cover that as well, I think.
Okay. I'll get my Queen t-shirt.
Yeah. And hopefully you'll join us again next time. I've been Ronnie Williams.
And I'm Sergio M.
And look for hashtag PCS. We're trying to put that everywhere.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, and have a pleasant tomorrow.